Okay, this is just a quick demo of the current user interface for the iPad app so that you guys have some idea of the device you're sort of developing for. This is the home screen. I just logged in. You can see there's a catalog, inventory, builders club, all that good stuff. Games, that's the part that we're gonna look at right here. Right now I have a super ghetto place launcher. I'm just going to launch us into Crossroads because that's good for showing off controls. Looks like I'm joining a game that has people in it, which is good. At the top of the screen you'll see some performance counter information. The current iPad app is good up until around 20,000 parts, as long as they're not all moving at the same time. We'll render at about 30 frames a second. This is an iPad 3. On an iPad 2, the performance is about the same. iPad 1, I haven't tried yet. Okay, so this is my guy. I can move him with my left thumb. There's this sort of virtual joystick that maybe you can see. If I move my thumb a little bit, he walks slow. If I move it a lot, he walks at full speed. So this is actually improved functionality over what we have with a keyboard, so that's interesting. I have a jump button. This is programmer art, hopefully. I can select tools by tapping on them. There's my sword. Right now, to trigger your weapon, you just tap on the screen somewhere. So I want to have it selected, so I double tapped it. So if I'm good, I can run and double tap at the same time. Well, I will be able to. It looks like it's a limitation of this build. So count on that working in the future. Okay, so I got, for items like the slingshot, we're actually returning the 3D location of the tap. So you can see I'm shooting some stuff there. Rocket launcher is pretty easy to aim on the iPad. I can just tap on the location I want to shoot it, and it will go there. We're going to add maybe a shoot button here, we think, so that as I'm running around, if I quickly want to shoot somebody while I'm moving, I don't have to kind of move my hand in front of the screen. Wall tool, let's see if this works here. I was told that the wall tool doesn't work on this version of Crossroads. Weapons that are going to work best on the iPad are ones that are sort of, you don't need extra information, you just need to know whether it is sort of triggered or not. So the bomb is a great example. I like tap anywhere on the screen and it drops the bomb. Whoops. And it does exactly what I want. Weapons that, like the slingshot, that take a tap and use the position as information are harder to aim. You can see I'll get into trouble here. I'm trying to shoot off to my left because sometimes I'll trigger the virtual joystick instead of actually shooting. And that's going to be difficult to overcome. Let's see, Super Ball is not super easy to shoot even on a desktop because it doesn't go where you tap. It like uses the location of where you tap to like kind of choose an angle. So this kind of weapon is totally unsuitable for like a 3D third-person kind of shooter game where I'm not getting much feedback. Let's see if it. Yeah, you can't imagine doing that like in a firefight or something and get totally destroyed. Controls like this are maybe good for, you know, a puzzle game or a game where I'm not playing necessarily against other people who are trying to kill me, but we're like trying to hit targets or something. Then it's like a little bit more relaxed, but it won't be super good for any sort of like arena game. So this is Classics Crossroads. The content team is building a version with weapons that are sort of optimized for iPad controls, which will make it obviously much better. Let's see, anything else I didn't tell you guys? You can pan around using touch anywhere on the screen that isn't in the lower left-hand corner. Oh, no, I'm going to get in trouble there if I teleport. I think teleport works, but... and then we also have zooming is very hard to do on iPad. It takes 2 fingers. Well, it's not hard. I guess it's easier than the desktop if you don't have a mouse wheel on your mouse. Let's see, one last thing. Let's try first person. So first person simplifies the control scheme a little bit. I can very easily strafe left and right. When I have a rocket, I'm still tapping and it's going where I'm pointing. For items like Super Bowl, if I had like a shoot button here and it just shot like right in front of me, it would be actually much easier to maybe aim and hit people. Maybe not. Maybe some amount of auto aim is going to be necessary. Anyway, that's where we are right now. This is a very early version of the iPad client, obviously, so almost everything you see here is subject to change, but hopefully that gives you an idea of sort of what you've got to work with. Conspicuously missing here is any sort of like keyboard stuff. We'll probably have like virtual keys keyboard for like chatting or something, but any kind of like tool where you select it, and if I push like the E key or the Q key and it has like some special attack, that's obviously not going to cut it on iPad. Much better would be triggering it to some sort of like double tap, like this sword actually does. So 1 tap is slice, 2 taps is lunge. That's much better. So if you have a game like I know Daxter33's Roblox paintball game, the paintball gun itself has like several hotkeys to control it. Like you can push Q to aim more precisely, you can press P to change weapons, you can fire a grenade with F. All those on iPad are going to be better served by making like several different tools for doing those different things, or by just simplifying gameplay in general and removing some of those functions. Okay, so that's the end of my brief little demo here.